affirmations. Go. Wake up every day and say your affirmations. Go. Wake up every day and say your affirmations. Go. Wake up every day and say your affirmations. Go. Happiness and kindness is a choice. Make up.
And here we are. Oh wow, we have a couple already in the room right now. I will suggest that everybody, if you want to go and share the live on your personal page, that's your personal preference. If not, just send everybody over here to the group and welcome. Look at all this feminine energy.
Hi.
Yes, I love it. We're already getting love already. I'm gonna go ahead and get started. This is things that people don't want to talk about, brought to you by God Level. My name is Renee. I'm originally from St. Louis, Missouri. I am a mother. I am a nurse. I have this podcast. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a friend. I'm an aunt. I'm a cousin. I am everything good. John, you want to go ahead and represent yourself?
John Skywalker, the Sly Talker here, lyricist, spoken word artist, martial artist, personal trainer, lover of life, student of psychology, and father who has this album right here, Final Dimension, being released tomorrow. John Skywalker, John Skywalker, John Skywalker, Final Dimension tomorrow. Cop that, stream that, available on all major streaming platforms. Salute.
Salute. Yes. King Newborn, you want to go ahead and represent yourself?
Peace, peace, peace. This is King Newborn. You can follow me on all social media platforms at Newborn Everything. And as always, I am of service and I am of consciousness.
Okay. Added to it. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Saba Diamond, you want to go ahead and represent yourself?
I am Sin Sabah Diamond, entrepreneur, CEO of the Abode of Osar Institute of Personal Excellence, as well as spiritual teacher, father, personal trainer, nutritionist, and a beloved member of this panel. And newly, I am a fan of Master John Skywalker. So go and get that album. Which I don't know that. Peace.
Yes. I've been there since the beginning. What y'all do? I've been there since the beginning. Okay, who's next? Creation Divine. You want to go ahead and represent yourself?
I am Creation Divine. I am the founder and CEO of Hype, helping young people excel and helping youth perform effectively. And creation was created to create.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Oh, Shun, you want to go ahead and represent yourself?
What's up, everybody? I am Giraffe X. I am an entrepreneur. I am the CEO of Born Fearless Village, where we are born to overcome. I am a wife, a mother. I am a spoken word artist. I produce my own videos, my own content, and I'm just so happy to be here. I am also a co-host on this great show with my wonderful co-host. I just can't wait. I'm excited. Let's get into it.
I am. One more. We have one more. The last co-host that we brought on. Actually, can I go ahead and tell them the story?
For sure.
Amanda. Okay. When I originally wanted to start this podcast, it was going to be me and Amanda. It was going to be me and her. But she had some other stuff. And I just went forward. She went left, I went straight. But here she is. She literally just circled back around. So Amanda, go ahead and represent yourself.
Hey everyone, I'm Amanda Fuller, full of love, full of joy. I'm a lover of learning. I'm here to learn and share with you all. I am a creator of a sacred space and safe space for everyone. This is no judgment zone. That's why I love this family that's here. And yes, I'm excited to be here.
I'm excited to have all of you ladies here. This feminine energy is don't mind the glass. Don't mind the glass, but I'm excited to have all of you ladies here. This feels good. This feels right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. This feels good. This feels right. So welcome to the family. This is our family. Who wants to kick Oh, does anybody have any shout outs they want to do as far as business? Know anyone with business that they want to put out there real quick?
I would like to shout out Pizza Cake Conversations,
Mm.
Pizza Cake Entertainment. I would like to shout out ISO Glam Spa Party Bus. It's a party bus here in the PD area where she basically brings the glam to you. So if you want to book a party or have like a spa on, like for any type of event that you're having, it's a wonderful bus. Awesome. So ISO Glam Spa Party Bus and Pizza Cake Conversations and Pizza Cake Entertainment. Check it out.
I like to shout out Ignite Speaks. It's actually the owner is TR Thompson. She's who provides all of my jewelry, my unks. I have magnetic bracelets with 3,000 Gauss, and they're rated in Gauss. And but it is magnetic that is comparable to true magnetic north. So it actually makes your electromagnetic biofield in your body more healthy and puts you back in alignment. So, but not only that, but so many other things. But she does a great job. So, want to shout out to her as well, and also the Sea Moss Queen, my queen, who makes sea moss. In fact, she's had so many people say that her sea moss tastes like applesauce, flavored applesauce. It's really
Can I
really
get a
good.
bottle?
So,
Can I get a jar?
well,
Can I get a jar?
I'm down right now, so we'll see. So we'll see. We'll see how because she tried the whole shipping thing and it didn't go so well because she couldn't. So we're trying to figure that out right now.
Okay. Well, when you do, I would like a jar.
All right.
As a matter of fact, I just supported John's wife, Toya, and bought my red pants. They will be here. She sells athletic wear. I don't know if I'm gonna take a picture in them and post it, but I did support. I did support. And I want to shout out Mr. Joyner. He bought a blue and gold God level hat.
What's this one right
Yes.
Like this picking up.
Another one. Yeah.
I'm liking it. Oh my God. All right. Any more shout outs before we get started?
I just have one more, if you guys don't mind. I want to shout out all of my clients that have been booking with Southern Stew Creations. Thank you guys so very, very much. I appreciate you.
You know what? That reminds me. Thank you to all the new members that we have in this group. I don't know if y'all been seeing the numbers been going up. So thank you to everyone that's over here at Things That People Don't Want to Talk About. And do not be afraid to invite others over into the group. Without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started with tonight's podcast, which is what does it mean to be a woman? And we're actually going to be, this is part 3. We're actually going to be talking about toxic. What is the
Just before we get into all that, let's just establish a baseline.
You know what? John is the intellectual. He's going to outline everything. 1, A, B, C, 2. Hey, do your thing. What is femininity? Who wants to go first? I'm serious. Who wants to go first?
Femininity is divine.
It is.
It's divine.
Agreed.
We are divine.
Yes.
I believe femininity is the ability to create, like the master creator. I believe femininity is that master creation.
I love that.
Already.
I know, John, you got the what's the definition? What's the meaning? Or you just put it there?
Whoa. This is like man.
What's wrong?
I'm just collecting. I just wanted to establish a baseline because I want us to be clear. By defining one, we can tackle the other. So it's okay. We stand for, because this is kind of like the review, right? We were talking about womanhood.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, we were talking about what is womanhood, previous, right? The past 2. And I just figured, okay, look, let's talk about femininity then, just to, kind of make it clear. What does it look like to y'all? Femininity. What does it look like?
I was going to say that femininity to me, first of all, is strong, yet it's soft and nurturing at the same time. That's what femininity is to me. And basically what that looks like is I know that I'm strong and that I'm powerful and I can do anything I put my mind to. However, when I present that, it's not arrogant. It's in a very loving and nurturing way.
Mhm.
That's what femininity is and looks like to me.
I love that.
What about like hair, nails, eyelashes, dresses, clothing, jewelry? Is it the
I
walk?
don't know if that has. I believe that a
fine.
woman walk has something to do with her femininity, but as far as
Yes, it
hair,
does.
nails, and men have hair.
My walk,
Men have
define
nails.
my walk, honey. I have a walk. I'm not trying to be funny. I have a walk that announces me when I walk into a room.
Hello, talk about it. Okay.
I'm so sorry. And I've had people walk up to me like, you know, that's real sexy. I said it's sexy and strong. So
Right.
when you see me, and I'm so serious. I can't help that. I have a walk.
Yes.
And if you ever see me walk, you'll be like, she knows what she's doing. She's going places. Yeah, I have a walk and I love it. And that's part of my feminine energy right there, is being able to walk into a room, announce myself, my energy. That yeah, very powerful.
I am. Yeah. So I want to know more, just a little bit more about that. Again, I want to make this clear so that when we go into it, there's no mistake. Like, hey, this is femininity. It's not.
You know what? I
would
appreciate that, Di. I see you over there snickering. The hair and the nails.
Because it's gonna lead. I'm gonna have a lot of questions.
I'm gonna need you to get back in place. Get back in place. God level. 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 Peace, peace, peace. King Newborn representing God level.
Where is Amanda? She must have got booted off. She'll be back. She'll be back. We'll see when she gets
Yeah, it
back.
looked like she was having challenges with her connection.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. What's
All
the
right.
next?
What else? Maybe there's physical characteristics.
My smile. It lights up a room.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So there's. All right. So we got a little something. We got a little something. So now we can go. I guess we
This
can
is
go into the
dangerous.
juice. We can now kind of
We can go into the toxic behavior.
Oh yeah.
No,
Yeah.
not
So
well.
There she
Okay.
is.
are we not ready? We're not ready. Oh,
No, that's some more of the.
I like the good stuff. I like the good stuff. But we are gonna leave out of here in trance if we because that's how we get seduced is by these feminine qualities. But I love them. So go ahead, keep talking about it.
Is seduction bad?
No, that's good.
No. Oh, absolutely not.
That is good. That is good.
Absolutely. It's a very, very good. It's your superpower.
Wow.
That's what's so divine about you. So absolutely. Once you know how to use it, though, the world is yours. But go ahead.
Yeah.
Well,
Can I ask-
wait. Okay.
Yeah. Please go ahead.
Is it me
No,
or
no, go ahead.
Dion? I'm sorry, King Newborn. Go.
He's like, don't say my name. I'm glad y'all wasn't robbing the place.
But you know I slip up every now and again. I don't know if it's the celebratory drink of having all this feminine energy here. You know, I'll put it down and won't pick it back up. I'll just drink water for the rest of the show. You know, go ahead. Go ahead.
Love it.
We waiting on you, King Newborn.
Please expound.
I love the energy and I love everything that's being said, but I would like, what is a baseline, like a true definition of what femininity is? I understand everybody spoke on their particular perception of what femininity is to them, but I would like to have a baseline, and
A
by
working
having a
definition.
baseline, yeah, of what femininity is, then we can build from there. Because you know, we want to accommodate the audience to let them know that true enough we have our own understanding,
Mhm.
but by having a understanding that's abroad, everybody can be on the same page as we build. Because y'all saying a lot of great stuff, and
Yeah.
especially with that word seduction, I don't, uh, you know, being in your feminine principle, being in your feminine principle, I think in cases, and I can't speak for a woman, but in cases, we confuse being tough when being more alluring and seductive can be more powerful than being tough.
Oh, it
That's just my
absolutely
take on it.
is. Hmm. But the working definition is the qualities or attributes regarded as characteristics
I
of
must be
women or
breaking up
girls.
Yeah.
again.
Yeah,
So I think overall, this is what they are describing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
So
just
when
in.
you say baseline, you know, you could just go
Mhm.
with the good qualities of a woman.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
breaking up.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
So we
That
know that we're
you
dealing
know,
with an energy, right? But when
Yeah,
we're
it's
talking
breaking
about
up.
attributes, when we're talking
Mhm.
Let
about
me see if I
attributes, when we're
go out,
talking
come
about
back in.
behaviors, when we're talking about all these qualities, right? These
Mhm.
traits, these are manifestations of an energy, right? So I just want us to, okay, so we know what we're assigning, right? But we just want to give it a picture. We want to give it an image so that, okay, again, we're very clear on, you know, the plethora of manifestations of femininity.
we did,
Right.
and it's going to be different
Right.
for each woman.
It's
We
going to
did,
be
and it's
different.
gonna-
All right.
Yeah.
it's different
It's
for
this
each
quality.
woman.
Okay. All right. So, all right. All right.
And
Now,
I'm a fan. I'm a fan of it all. So just go ahead.
so do we
Big
say
fan.
now it's green light for for the toxic stuff? Green light for the
Really?
toxic.
Yeah, because we went over all
Okay.
positive
Okay.
of a woman in part one. Part
Okay,
two,
you shot the
we gave
sheriff.
the floor to the trans woman, to to her journey. We couldn't get by that because they are making themselves very known in this world.
Mhm.
And three, we wanted to hit on the toxic behaviors. You can't talk about the good without acknowledging the bad. And guess what? Women got some toxic behaviors. We do. It's there. It's
And I
there.
got a segue for us. Yeah, and I got a
Okay.
segue for us.
Yeah, go
Right?
ahead.
Okay,
Now,
so yeah, so let's talk about it. Toxic femininity, and also, you know, interchangeable with toxic behaviors of women.
where does it begin? I'm gonna start with trauma. It begins with trauma. Not knowing how to handle the trauma happening to them, not knowing why the trauma happened to them building up a wall. And a lot of women are not realizing that there's some of their behaviors in their adult life, like myself. I'm going to always throw myself out there. Didn't know that the behaviors that I was, what's the word I'm looking for, John? Showcasing in my adult life.
Emulate,
thank you, was connected to my trauma as a child. It changes you. And especially when you grow up in a house of survival versus love. When you grow up in survival, you're not learning how to love. You're not even being shown how to love. People that grew up in a house based in love, you're more compassionate, you're more understanding, caring. You know how to emulate those emotions genuinely. So, but when you grew up on the other side of the tracks, not so.
All right. Do you have to experience trauma in order to exhibit toxic traits as a woman, as a female?
That was for me. That's how I connected it. But I don't believe so. I don't believe it could be been exposed to something.
Yeah, your role models, the lack of, the lack thereof role models.
Role models, yeah.
Okay.
So like a learned behavior.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, or not learn. Some people just don't know. You know what I'm saying? Some women were
Yeah.
not taught how to be. I've heard men say that I had to teach. You know, so there are women certain things, like certain things. Maybe she wasn't taught.
Maybe she wasn't taught. Okay.
Maybe she
All right.
was.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, let's
figuring
talk
out on your own and just kind of innovating,
Mhm.
right? You're just
Oh,
or
yeah.
improvising. You're just improvising and just doing whatever you feel like is clever at the time, just not knowing any better. And then if someone's trying to correct you, of course, perhaps you're being resistant, defiant. Like, you can't tell me what to do. You know,
Yeah.
I have my own agency. There's a lot of that going on, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it seems pretty
I
rational.
did that with my brother. I did that. I wouldn't allow him to tell me. I would question why. I did that with him. I gave that
Right, but what's that mechanism also under there? Isn't there maybe a fear of being dominated? Yeah, there we go.
Controlled.
Dominated or
It was
controlled.
a fear of being controlled. That's why I gave that man a run for his money. When I met him, and I still say this to this day, he was the smartest man I've ever come in contact with. That's my brother, and I love him. Go King Newborn. I'm serious. I used to sit in the barbershop and just be like this. What? You know things like that? I did. I did. So, but anytime he would give me advice, I would always challenge him on it. I got
Heavily.
to the point
Heavily.
heavily. Now I'm to the point where I listen and take heed, knowing
Being receptive.
that he's not telling me to control or to hurt. It's out of love.
That requires trust.
Exactly. I started with you three.
Peace.
And for a lot of women, that might be resisting, even wise counsel from other men, perhaps there are some trust issues, right? Because some of their role models disappointed them.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And so it could have been dad, could have been uncle, whoever. Right. And so there's a legacy, culture of women not having trust in men's leadership, their counsel and such. And so there's resistance. Right? So I want to also clear the air on this. Toxic masculinity and toxic femininity, they're basically on the same side. They're on two different sides of the same coin, right? Power seems to be the undercurrent. Yes, sir.
Quick question, because you finna build a great bridge. But before you get there, can I ask the divine queens on this panel? Would you equate trust to money and power in order for you to listen to a man or be submissive?
My God, today.
I have it right away. No. Trust. So you basically saying if a man has money and power, you're more likely to trust him because of what he has.
Okay. Well done.
I mean, that's no.
Okay. Jarafi, you're about to chime in. What you got?
Oh, sure.
I'm still pondering it.
Creation Divine.
Everybody is silent.
It's really.
I'm ready now.
Okay. Everybody is silent.
You had to give me a moment. You had to just give me a little moment. You just get on in there. So
my brother be
It's
doing
peace.
that
It's
stuff.
peace. We trying to build. We trying to build.
Yeah. He basically saying that most women or some women are more likely to trust a man who has money and power. Do we equate that trust with money and power?
I would have to say yes.
Okay.
Respect.
I would have to say yes. I'm not going to say me in particular, but when I think about women and women who I hear, in conversation with, when I
Yes.
see how women
Okay.
engage and interact with men, they are more likely to trust a man that has money, has some esteem, that she
Ah.
knows that there is a track record that he can get it done, as opposed to a man that does not.
Okay.
There we go. Let's talk about it.
Okay.
There you
Then
go.
go right ahead,
That's
but
peace.
that's not my story.
Right.
Yeah, I mean it's fair. I mean, so
And
we're
then
saying all of it can
Yeah.
coexist. We're just
Right.
taking
All of it.
Facts.
Yeah.
perspectives.
Facts.
All right, creation
and
divine.
then just trust him.
Based on the fact that he is able to provide.
No, I'm saying the question was, as far as the trust is concerned, trust him to do what? Trust him, in what way? As it relates to what? Because trust is at different levels and it relates to different things. So trust him to provide and love and care for me. Trust him to, be the truth, tell the truth about who he is. Trust him. That's broad.
Oh, yes, it's very broad, but I like how you just broke that down. So let's do it from the standpoint of not saying trust as in being in a relationship. I'm just saying trusting a man in general. See, it's one thing to see a man talk a great deed. Just like my sister, it took her a point to be like, oh, wait a minute, hold up. He's not just talking, this is his walk. And she had to find that out from outside of my circumference. And that's peace. That's peace. So, but I'm just alluding to the fact when you first meet a man, not knowing him, not knowing his background, where he come from, him being in a position of power, status, and having money to provide, is it more easier upon meeting this man to trust him versus somebody
I say trust no man.
Okay.
and let time prove. Let time tell. I know just how you feel. Time will reveal, and
I agree.
that's
Go ahead,
the
Dion. He been waiting to speak with his purple shades on over there, looking like I don't know.
No, because I'm not trying to open up that can of worms yet. So let's talk about that later.
These glasses over here with where my shade, where my Tiffany's at. I need to put mine on too.
But this is what you're getting from now on, more than likely. So I'm just saying, embrace it.
Really?
Already, I like.
This is my swag. So yeah,
I like it.
just get.
I can dig it.
Let me ask. Let me just pose a question, because especially based on what Creation Divine just said. So you saying it takes time. So don't trust no man, and you have to, in other words, make him earn that trust. Is that what you're saying, basically?
I mean, just let time do what it does, and
okay,
trust will, as time goes, the relationship builds on whatever level. And then
so then, what on what premise is there a connection made if trust is already out the door, and so there's no and walls are put. What premise is there a connection made then? What is left? Huh?
It's not out the door.
I'm saying it's not present. I'm just telling you it's not present.
We haven't gotten to the door yet. So it's kind of just like, it's not in my, the way I'm seeing it. Just
okay.
It's not a negative.
No, I understand. I'm just trying to understand then because as a man, if I was in that single world, and I want to know more about what is it that I'm up against when it comes to dating or something like that. And if I meet a woman, then, and you saying don't trust them right away. So then what gets me in the door? Because women do let men in the door. And I hear even the women who say, I don't trust them. So what is that lets them in the door then, if there's no trust there? Jessica, I'm just wondering because
Okay. What is the question again? Because I want because I was. What was the question again?
I said then if trust is not there in the beginning during the initiation of the connection, what is it that gets him in the door? Because there is something, women do move on with men to that next step, you know, to beyond the dinner and a movie, and if it's going to take time to build this trust and that trust isn't there, then what is it that gets him in the door to that point? What is there that allows him to get in? Because it's got to be something else other than trust, and I'm thinking that should be a step of trust. But what is it then?
Time and being a man of his word.
Well, not much time has passed by.
Attraction.
Oh, attraction. Okay.
So that trumps trust. Okay, that's what I wanted to know. That's why I got the shades.
I mean, we're kind of hypothetically speaking.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It is.
But it just
Understood. Okay, I'm just asking. I just want to know what it is.
All right, oh dang, I was just about that.
See,
all right, well,
she went to another dimension there.
Yeah, I was gonna ask her to respond to King Newborn's question, but all right.
And we have a lot of comments. When you're kind of for weakness.
Can y'all hear me? Am I good?
Women have to feel
you're
safe,
good.
Newborn.
Okay,
a man is able to be that woman's peace.
I don't know, man. It's a lot of energy down here. That's why we lose the sense.
Yeah, he got his signal is choppy, so he's gonna have a lag, and we have to make space when we be strategic when King Newborn is speaking or whatever.
I like that. Just because he can provide doesn't mean he can be trusted.
Yeah, that was Cece said that.
Yeah,
I do. And then another question, because she's talked about feeling safe. Is safe synonymous with security?
Yeah,
that's synonymous because they're not necessarily the same thing, but safety and security.
What woman wants to be with a man that she doesn't feel safe with?
Well, we're not talking about safety. I'm talking about safety and security. Is she really saying
wants both?
Yeah, is she really saying that I want to be secure rather than safe? And then if safe, then safe from what?
Safe. She wants security from a man, and also to feel safe. Safe from what?
Yeah, just safe from what? I'm just trying to get an understanding.
Mm-hmm.
You're not trying to get an understanding.
I am.
Safe from being manipulated. Safe from being deceived.
You're not trying to get an understanding.
That's mine.
You're not.
Okay.
Okay. Well, cool. Let's pivot. All right. So, Amanda, in response to King Newborn's question, can you repose the question to her, King Newborn?
Am I lagging too bad?
You really are.
But no, you're fine. We can hear you though. Just go for it. We'll get you when you say it.
No, I'm only asking, and I guess let me build a scenario, because Creation Divine pointed out something that was important as well. So when it comes to meeting a man, not necessarily meeting him for relationship, I'm just saying in general, when you meet a man, do you trust him based off status, power, and his money? Oh no, I think I lost signal again. Dang, man.
No, we heard you. We heard you.
Hello.
No, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. Oh man, I'm over here about to start crying, man.
Women are impressed by that because it's basically he's showing her up front that I can take care of you and I got my shit together as well. That's it.
So I like what you just said, guy level. So is it that he's trying to? Okay, hold on. So based off the way we're responding, to the question, helps stand in the mindset of how you've been possibly in the past for anybody, possibly in the past, how a man has stepped to you. I'm not even saying a man stepping to you. I'm not even saying we're trying to holler, talk. I'm just saying in general, when you see a man, whether it's in public or at your job, your boss, when you see a man, when you first see a man, do you give him your trust based off money, his status and power, or like Creation Divine, it depends on what level you want to trust them at, but it also takes time. In some cases, a man's persona can perceive him before he even arrives. So by the time he arrives, you already made up your mind of what level you want to trust him at or even build with him on. Can anybody expound on that? If I'm clearing the question or make it a little bit more.
I can. And I
Those things can
appreciate
show
it.
you a good quality in a man, but it doesn't. But I don't believe it necessarily means you can trust him. Like Creation Divine said, trust him to do what? Because you can trust a man to do anything. You know, you can trust a man to do good and bad.
Because he basically saying that when a woman sees
You
a
know.
man with money and power and status, that she'll automatically trust him versus a man that does not.
Mm.
Not me.
I have a hard problem with trusting, period. You two are the only three. When you throw up that T word, it's like, this don't involve me. I'm out of here. I'm at my max right now.
Unlike all three of the other women on this panel, I don't feel that way. I feel the way that the last comment just stated, where I give you trust until you break that trust or until you do something that causes me to not trust you.
Okay, that's what's up.
But then again, I will also say I have not experienced trauma or relationships where my trust have been neglected or where people have abused or used me, so I can freely give my trust.
There you
So
go.
I get it with women who have been hurt in a way that I'm just not going to give my trust out freely like that. You do have to earn it. I understand that as well.
That's it.
But just for
That's
me
it.
personally, you get my trust, and then if you break my trust, then we have an issue.
Then we have a
It's
problem.
like a credit score, right?
Exactly.
That's peace. I love it. I love it.
All right.
That's peace.
Cool.
I love it. I love it.
So
All right. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
So would you say you grew up in a house based in love? Or
I
somebody?
did.
See,
I did. I knew that when you were even saying that, I said, well, I knew I grew up in a house with love. It was still a struggle, but my mom is an over lover. So it was definitely a love.
You didn't lack that love and affection at home. I did. So I grew up in survival. You grew up in love.
Yeah.
So the thought processes are going to always be different.
Yes.
There it is. Go right ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Keep going, John.
So when we're talking about toxic masculinity, because we did talk about that briefly when we were discussing men, you know, what does it mean, right? So toxic masculinity and toxic femininity appear to be on two of the different, they appear on different sides of the same coin, but you know, power is like the undercurrent, right? And it pressures men, when we're talking about toxic masculinity, for example, it pressures men to play this aggressive, violent, intimidating, and sexually dominant role in order to stay in power. So we're talking about, you know, these assignments that come from the patriarchy, all right? So even when we're talking about expressions, there's still an element of culture. We understand that womanhood and manhood evolved over time, but the presentations also evolved over time. So culture pretty much dictates what's going to be popular, what's going to be mainstream, and what isn't, right? And so we're also talking about, and I want to also give this disclaimer, right? So I know that the term toxic femininity is not widely recognized in academia or even in feminist discourse, right? And some are going to even argue that toxic femininity perpetuates harmful gender stereotypes, right? And it implies that negative behavior is inherent in femininity. That's not what I'm trying to say here. That's not what we're trying to say here, is that femininity is inherently toxic, right? That's not what we're saying. Others are going to argue that any negative behavior that's associated with femininity is a result of societal expectations and gender norms rather than, femininity itself. So I wanted to make this distinction because a lot of the times when we're dealing with this concept, we're dealing with culture. So yeah, it's going to vary between women because personality differences and such, right? So it's going to be very difficult for us to, put our hands on this. But what we're just really trying to do is get a baseline of what these behaviors look like, because we see them on social media. We see them tossed around and we say, oh, this is toxic masculinity, as in this aggressive behavior is basically fashioned by males typically, right? So when we say aggression, the first thing we go to is males. So we assign that quality to men and we say it's toxic because it's not desirable, it's not healthy. So this leads to, well, let's go to the next one.
Go ahead.
What does rest in your femininity look like?
I'm doing it right now.
Let's describe.
I'm doing it right now. Being soft, not overly aggressive. Relax. I'm doing it right now.
Okay.
I have no need to be aggressive. I have no need to be controlling. I'm doing it right now. Just being at ease, being free to just be. I'm doing it right now.
Is that because you're not challenged right now?
Would you like to challenge me?
No, ma'am. I'm just asking. Could there be an impetus? Could there be an impetus to your, to that changing is what I'm asking. Or would you continue to rest in your femininity?
Right now on this show with you gentlemen, I will continue to rest.
Yes.
Period. Now, if I'm at work, that's going to obviously change.
Okay.
When I'm at work, considering, I delegate, that's going to obviously change. So, yeah.
All right. Amanda?
Yes. Knowing that my femininity, just whatever position I'm in, whatever room I'm in, whatever, situation I'm placed in, if I'm tapped into myself and my divine femininity, then I know I control whatever narrative is whatever is going on. So that's how I tap in. Being mindful that I control all of this. I control how I respond. I control how I receive. I'm in control of that. And that's what we rest in it. Like,
Oshun, what you got?
They got us in a hot seat, y'all.
They do. I mean, I figured we were going to be.
This is you guys' show. No pressure here.
I just had to throw that out there. They got us in a hot seat.
In a hot seat. No. The seat is warm. It's warm.
Creation divine. I love. Are you here? Are you here? Are you here?
Who?
You, King Newborn.
Peace. What's the knowledge?
Are you here?
Here as in.
The cup. I seen the cup.
Oh no, I'm in North Carolina.
Shout out.
I would have left y'all. Brother, send me your location.
That's why I'm having trouble with my signal. I'm real close to the water.
Okay. All right.
What part of North Carolina are you in? I'm sorry, y'all. What part of North Carolina are you in?
We are on iHeartRadio.
No.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah.
Heard.
Well done.
Okay. All right. So resting in my femininity. Okay. What does that look like to me?
For you, yeah.
So basically, what Renee and Amanda both said, I'm resting in my femininity at all times when I understand who I am and what I'm purposed to do in this realm. When I walk into a room, you know, I make sure that I show up as authentically myself, and I don't dim my light for other people who may be in there and cannot accept me for who I am. And to answer Sabadiami's question, yes, certainly some things do try to get me out of resting in my femininity, but even in those moments, I have to recenter myself and understand that this is just the enemy trying to get me out of my element, reclaim who you are, and show them how powerful you are to not be wavered to respond in a way that they are trying to make you respond. But that has been a lesson that I am continually to learn, okay? Because sometimes I want to get ghetto.
Stepping out of character. I get what you're saying. Stepping out of character. I've have stepped out of character many days.
But doesn't it make you feel bad when you step out of that zone? Does it make you feel bad?
It all depends on what I did.
Right, exactly. Me too.
Yeah.
Take a while.
It all depends on what I did.
I
Creation Divine. What does-
Newborn got his finger up. Go ahead.
Oh.
Mhm.
I just want to say real quick. I just want to share an experience dealing with a divine queen in her, man. When I say highest level of feminine energy, it weakens you. I don't care how tough you try to be. I don't care what type of argument you may try to present. But based off of what you don't have to stay. You can stay in it, and when you stay in it, you can kill. Man, when I say, you know, Beauty and the Beast, if you ever watched that cartoon, you know she stayed soft the whole entire time, and she broke him down every which way because all he understood was conquer, destroy, conquer. This mine, me, ego. But in the presence of, I mean, like I'm talking about thick feminine energy, you don't know nothing else but to submit. And I hope my brothers on this panel would agree with me that it's hard to combat a woman that is thick feminine. Like, how can I be mad? How can I get upset? How can I go back and forth with her? Because she's hitting me with is so soft, so gentle, so nourishing. It's like, you know,
you sound like a whole robot.
You're breaking up really bad,
man.
bro,
You sound like a.
I got the gist of.
Man,
I got the gist of it, but I got the
Yeah.
gist of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Recite it for the rest of the world.
Yeah. Well,
I'm curious to know what that looked like.
Yeah.
well, okay. So when I was talking about, he just described what I meant by seduction. Is when you stay in your femininity, you're staying the complementary to the energy that's there, the masculine energy that's there. If you was to switch that, then you would be like two magnets with the positive side trying to go together. It's resistance.
You can't.
But if you stay in that feminine side, there's an attraction. You can bring balance to the situation. So knowing how to do that, so a woman with a cool head and she keeps her center cool, she realizes what's going on, and then she would apply the right actions and the right energy in order to bring that situation back to balance. You know, so that's what he's talking about. That's the seduction that I'm talking about. It's a superpower. This is how y'all can rule the world. You know, so I get it. Thank you for that, King. Hope I was clear on that.
I've learned to be a
Real easy example. Have you ever calmed down a man? He was just, fuming. He's angry. He's and you just rubbed his back.
Yeah.
You saying a few words to him, and he just, heart rate's coming down. Man, and then he goes from high pitched voice to, man, now he's down his regular voice.
Yeah.
That's it.
No comprehension.
That's powerful. Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's very powerful.
Yeah, or it could be. Sometimes it's empathy. you being able to connect to that feeling, and then just, hey, I acknowledge you're feeling this way, and then it's like, dang, yeah, I'm feeling this way, and then it starts to come down,
Yeah.
right? Because you
And
recognize that if he's awake, if he's aware that he's feeling this way, it kind of just turns it off, because he's conscious now. When he's subdued in his emotion, whatever that is, his rage, when he's subdued in that, he's in that. But when you bring him out of it, you make him aware that he comes out of that, because you made him aware and he trusts you.
Well, and mainly, and if you know and understand him well, then you can hold him to his greatness. And I can tell you, there is no other way to pin him down than that. You know, there's no better way than when you hold him to his greatness. You start reminding him of who he is, because the world seems to forget. You know, so it is your duty as his queen to remind him of his greatness, to sit him back on his throne. You know, so yeah, it's a very powerful thing.
You said
Can't do that with everybody. Okay.
Right.
Well-
I was going to say, you said as his queen, but as the conversation is unfolding, I'm dealing with a 22-year-old male child that I've raised as a single parent, and we're having some challenges. And he tells me, you know, I wasn't very nurturing, and I wanted him to be strong, and you know. So anyway, I'm putting things in perspective as it relates to my relationship with my son.
It's kind of the same thing, beloved. You know, how much do you, if he's saying you're not being nurturing, make him understand, because I'm pretty sure whatever you had to do to raise him, you had your reasons. And at 22, he has the intellectual capacity for understanding. And now's the time where you talk to him and you let him know and nurture him through understanding. Like, this is why I had to do that, because of my love for you and because of your potential. I had to nurture that potential in you. And now, because of that, you will go out and do great things, or you're capable of doing great things because of that. You know, you may not understand it right now, but all of that will come. And when you are ready for anything life throws at you, let him understand that, you know, because they're going to he's at that age to where he's going to look back and start now have a pity party, because now he's over 21. You feel like he grown, he going to smell himself. Now he want to protest against everything that he didn't agree with. Well, you know, you were still a child, and now you just literally coming out of the dawn. You're into the dawn of adulthood. You still see the world as you did as a child. It's just you got a little bit more freedom now. So let me help you bridge you on over into being a responsible adult. So, you know, just don't combat him. Don't try to defend yourself. Just say, this is why. This is why, because you are so powerful.
I second
You are so
that.
great.
I second that because very similar situation when I was becoming of adulthood, and it was able to reflect in my mind with my parents and things that I didn't like, and wanted to basically, like he said, protest, share with them the things that you experienced that caused you trauma or whatever, you know. And the best way to you know, I hate to use those words, defend or combat yourself against that, is to just share with him what your experience was during those times. And I find that a lot of times parents don't want to rehash the past or what they did or how they survived with their children. But I promise you, it helps them. And it will make him not do the same things that you did. If you share with him why you did, how you were feeling, that'll help him.
Yeah. Yeah. We talk it out.
Yeah.
Well, since you're talking, what does resting your femininity look like to you?
I love it.
Right now.
Hey!
Right now.
I just said it. Right now.
Okay. All right. So we got a lot of that. All right. Well, so what I've gathered, right, from what I've seen out there, and I also want to be clear on this too. Resting in your femininity is very Black woman specific, right? We're talking about our culture here, right? And there is a question that's insinuated with that term, you know, why is this very Black woman specific? But when I've researched it, just trying to understand it, at least over the course of the past few years, just hearing this term being circulated, right? I saw it as when you guys get your nails done. I saw it as you guys practicing yoga and stretching. I saw it as you guys going on vacations, girls trips. I saw it as you guys reading a book in some silk sleek robe with candles lit by the tub. Some of y'all got some smoke, right? Some of y'all drinking lemon tea or tea with lemon in it. Taking a bubble bath. Yeah, glass of wine. I see it as you guys wearing I don't know, white toenail polish. You guys being playful, you guys laughing, smiling, being happy, being beautiful, being magnetic. But even more so on a deeper level, I see it as you guys resisting the urge to overcompensate for being a female in a patriarchal society, right? I see it as you guys being able and open to receive and not just give. I see it as you not prioritizing the needs of others before your own, aka some grown men, right? So I see resting in your femininity when it manifests as y'all just being happy and being at peace and just enjoying, not working, but enjoying life, self-care, caring for yourselves, and it doesn't involve anybody else. So when I hear that and I see it, I'm like, oh, they're just enjoying themselves. But why is that a thing now? And so when I look at the past, I'm like, oh, you guys have been working and providing and protecting and doing all this. But now, hold up. Now, here's the kicker to this, all right? We're talking intergenerationally, okay? The message that's being passed on to young women in lieu of this, right? So we got some of our older women resting in their femininity, but then there's somewhat of a contradiction here because the young women are also given these messages that you cannot survive in a society without being masculine. You can't just be in your femininity in order to survive and be successful in this environment. So how do we reconcile that? How do we reconcile those messages? Rest in your femininity, but in order to be successful as a young woman, young Black woman in this society, you're going to have to exercise those masculine traits.
So
you can't just
is masculine.
Say again?
Aggression.
That's considered toxic masculinity.
Assertive. What about
assertive? Is healthy.
Assertive is healthy.
Well, why not
aggression, and so you have aggression and you have passivity, and in the middle, in the balance where you have assertion.
Yeah.
So, but I can tell you that it is still aggression. It's what it is. It's more of you can't have feminine aggression. You can't have that because what you're really dealing with is a temperament. So we're talking about an element rather than a polarity. The element is fire. So you have these elements that are geared more towards the characteristics of the masculine, which is fire and air, because air feeds the fire and so forth. Then on the feminine side, you got water and earth, things that actually calm down or balance, bring balance to the fire, right? So you got those traits, but you can't have the feminine going towards that fire element, so that itself, and we see that, even in our Kemetic tradition, like I say, all of the protectors are female, into that. They're female. When we talk about the purifiers, Sekhmet, the lion goddess, the daughter of Ra, and we talk about, Nit, who is also a protector of women and children. Taweret, the hippopotamus, mother womb, she's a protector. And these Nterets are not any joke at all. So all the protectors and all the purifiers, all the ones who actually bring chopped heads off, they're the feminine.
Protectors.
So yeah, they're protectors, and they bring balance back.
Yeah, they
by
do.
whatever means. They bring balance back. So
Wow.
the feminine can also look like that.
Mm.
I've
Mm.
seen it.
So
John, I'm
therefore
gonna have to take
is
note.
duality, both feminine and masculine, right? To be a
Say it
balance,
again,
right?
beloved.
It
Say it
has
one
to
more
be that
time.
balance, right? That feminine,
The balance.
masculine. I say it has to be a
Yes.
balance, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely, it has to be a
The
balance.
feminine and
That's
masculine. Yeah,
hmm
Yeah.
so
That's
a lot of
that's
times
good.
when we see these energies coming to bring to purify, that's a feminine quality. When we talk about purification, and that's because the masculine expression in humanity has gotten out of hand. So then the feminine comes back and purifies and brings everything back, uh, into order.
Mhm.
So anyway, that's from that standpoint. But I know we're
Ooh.
I can give an example of that, but I'm gonna wait till we backstage.
Hold up. This
oh
is a good
why
comment
I
right
think
here.
Whoa, yeah, it's.
Well,
I don't know if y'all been paying attention, but the comments are going.
that's
this
Mm.
is
peace.
this
That's
is from
peace.
Ivy Tanner. This is
I
Ivy. Hey,
love
shout out to
Ivy.
Ivy. Shout out to
Mhm.
Shelly. Shout out to Amina. Shout out to Cece. We have major commenters here. And
Megan,
also
shout out to Megan.
Love Sean, Boris, and also Toya.
Mm.
Shout out to everybody. Then this is just for our Facebook
Yes.
people that are commenting.
Oh, that one right there. Look at that. Today, my feminine will charge me with providing comfort for a grieving friend. Ooh,
So
that's resting in
yes,
femininity.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
yes.
Mm-hmm.
look at that.
Um, I just want to allude to real quick. I think Amanda pointed out. She said balances the masculine and the feminine principle. Fact again, Sabata Amen so well eloquently put. Please, I would like for everybody to look at this particular perspective dealing with masculine and feminine energy. Only one of them can reside or hold a space at a time. It's impossible to have both of them at the same time, just like having a thought.
Operating.
Like,
It's impossible for them both to reside at the same time. Feminine and masculine energy.
yeah, at the same time. Like, so what I'm saying is just like you having a thought. When you think of something, in order to think about something else, you have to replace it with where what was currently was. So you could think about, yeah, I'm going home. Okay, then you might start thinking about, well, how to get home. So you're not thinking about going home no more, you're thinking about how to get home. So uh as a way to break down what Sabada Am is saying, in order to put out the fire, one, be aware that there is a fire. Two is that, okay, in order to put out the fire, I do have to act in my feminine principle to bring it to a calm level. Am I making sense? Do we follow what I'm saying?
I do. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Uh-oh, hello?
What
I'm
happened?
broke
Yeah,
up
yeah.
again.
You're good. You're good. You're good.
Man.
No,
You're
you're
good.
No, no,
good.
you're
You're
good.
fine.
We
Oh my
heard you.
God.
We heard
Okay.
you.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, we heard you.
Why is it important for
Oh,
you?
I'm good. Okay. Oh yeah, to bring to bring it to a
We
calm
just
level. So like
This is a good
I
question.
disappeared again.
No,
no,
you're
no,
No,
you're
you're
good.
good.
fine.
He
Hello,
just has
hello.
a lag.
He really does. You're
Oh,
okay. Just
I'm not
everybody
knowing.
give that man a
I'm not
thumbs
knowing.
up.
Oh, okay.
In the office.
I'm
That's
good. Oh, okay. I see. I see.
that's the question. Why is it important
Question.
for
I'm gonna digress because of the lag. I'm gonna digress.
yeah?
All
Why
right,
is
King.
it
We got
important
you
for
though.
Black women to rest in their femininity, and how often should this be done? A lot, because we have been labeled mad Black woman,
Mm.
strong Black woman.
Mhm.
Sometimes I just want to be soft. I just want to wake up and have some tea.
Mm.
Walk around in my house shoes. I don't want to be rough all the time or masculine.
Yeah.
I just want, I just easy. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, we
Yeah.
Black women have been given a bad name that we're hard to deal with.
Mm.
Yeah. And I resent that.
Resented, baby.
I resent that.
Yeah, we've been given a bad name,
Mm.
and I don't like that because when you start to do your research, you realize we are the original. Everybody else comes after us. We
Well, the
yeah,
thing is that black women have standards, and
Mm.
yeah.
these standards, there is something in your blood that has been built up for many millennia that requires proof. It requires initiation. It requires a rites of passage in order for you to be open to it. And we have lost that culture, but we have not lost the coding in our DNA for it.
No, we have.
So yeah, unfortunately, so we're out of place in this particular culture. So it's a bad thing to say that about black women when no, the world just doesn't understand it. It's hard to understand the black women in this particular society. But I love you and I understand you. So
Yeah, we need more of that pushed around.
hmm
Because when I did my research a couple of months ago on the violation of Black girls, Black women have twice the negative images floating around about them than any other culture. So we need to combat that
hmm
and start letting our Black women know um, that they are needed, that they are loved, protect them, that they are wanted, they are desired. So yeah, we need to put that out there, that they are appreciated, you know. So yeah, we need to put that out there. We ain't gonna bash our women. We need our women, just like we need our men. Period.
hmm
We
Absolutely.
can't, we can't have one without the other.
no, it's impossible.
Just
It's
can't.
impossible.
So yeah.
Amanda, you want to answer the question down here? Uh-oh.
I think she froze.
Yeah, I think she froze.
It's okay.
Okay.
Why is it important for Black women to rest in their femininity? And how I am having a hard time even saying that word. My tongue is just not working properly. And how often should this be done? Oh, she
Good
You,
breaking
you're
question.
up.
breaking up.
You're
Yeah.
Yeah,
breaking
she's
up.
breaking
You're
up.
breaking
Yeah.
up. You're breaking up.
Okay. You could just go on to the next one.
Yeah. And just so
Yeah.
you know, it's not
Just go
necessarily
on
your
to the
fault.
next one.
We had about 900 trillion tons of solar energy dumped on Earth's atmosphere recently from the sun. So it's interrupting all kind of things right now.
It's Mercury retrograde too.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah. It's
it's in
Mercury.
retrograde on top
Yeah,
of that.
And it's a
yeah,
We
retrograde.
I'm
yeah.
surprised we doing this good with all that's
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah.
Well, I'll answer that question for
Great.
me.
Go
Okay.
ahead.
It's important for me, and I'm experiencing. I'm like in living in the moment of this. You know, we talked a few weeks ago, and I shared with you guys. But it's important for me because it brings me rest, and I need rest. You know, it brings me rest mentally, you know, emotionally, and it's trickling down, you know, physically, and it feels good. It feels good. And to understand and to realize that I can be strong and, you know, say what I mean what I say, and you know, deal with things that I need to deal with, but I don't have to deal with them like rah, you know.
Mhm.
Yes. Yes,
Mm.
indeed.
You know, I don't have to deal with it like that. I could
hmm
sit and laugh, smile and say what I have to say and stand on that, and
And that
I'm
be
not
it.
exuding all that negative masculine energy that's heavy,
Mm.
Yes.
and can keep it pushing.
Mm.
So it's
That
very
part.
important because it's bringing life.
And frequency. How often should this be done?
Just living it,
Mm,
living it,
mm.
Can this
exist,
be done when even like
exist.
does it have to be a girl's day out for this to
No,
for this
it's
to
an
be a thing? Or?
existence. It's a way of being. It's a way of living.
Okay.
Yeah. They
Okay.
really they
Oh,
had us in the
shoot.
box seat today, baby. Go ahead.
Oh, wait.
Are you
Is
mute?
she mute?
Did she mute?
Oh, yeah, she's on mute. You're on mute.
I
Okay.
apologize, you guys.
It's okay.
Okay.
Yes, Mr. Skywalker.
God. I was going to do my own, but not go ahead.
Wait,
Skywalker.
keep it going.
Thought she was British for a moment. No.
You know what? That's terrible because I was so going for like the Star Wars movie.
Dang.
I was way off.
Yeah, you were, but you had the name right. I mean, you know, gotta give
Oh,
Okay.
Oh,
It's
y'all
okay.
silly. Okay. Why is it important for Black women to rest in their femininity? That word is terrible. Like all of that, it gets real tongue tied. Anyway, it does. I think that it is important for us to rest in our femininity because otherwise we are stereotyped as ghetto and hood and all of the negative terms for Black women that you have ever heard. If we do not rest in our power and our nurturing and our uplifting spirit, then we will just fall into the other side. So I prefer to be who I naturally am as opposed to be what's being pushed on me to be more masculine.
Mm.
That's why it's important. Then it's also important for our young women to know that it is okay for us to just be women. It is unnecessary for you to have finger guns and for you to be just as hard as God. Like that's just unnecessary. If you're gonna be the equivalent to him, then what room is there for us?
Ooh.
Mm.
It took me a long time to get girly.
But see, my thing, I feel like even that's a stereotype because what actually is being girly? Like I was never the girl.
Well, I didn't
was
wear
never the girl
dresses.
that. Yeah, me either. I was never the girl that like bows and tutus, and I actually despise all of those things and pink and polka dots, and I can't stand none of it.
Well, my mother wasn't very domesticated. She
Okay.
was a worker. She does have a history of being a part of the streets.
Okay.
She wasn't a hoe though. She was always.
Let's make
She
it
wasn't a
real
hoe.
clear.
I'm just gonna make it very clear. My mother wasn't a hoe, but she was always about her money.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but she wasn't a hoe. You know, she wasn't out there like that. She was doing other things, but she wasn't very domesticated. I grew up in a household where, oh God, we'll have to talk about that some other time. But it wasn't based in love.
I understand that, but does that mean that just because she was more a part of the street, she was more of a hustler, does that mean that she did not walk in feminine energy? Because I can see her still being very feminine in those spaces. I've seen women definitely run those spaces in their feminine energy. Like just because she, you know what I'm saying, she chose a different path less than what most women would do, it doesn't mean that she didn't walk in her feminine energy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just asking. I mean, does that mean that?
No, I'm just telling. I literally came home one day and my mother was 9 months pregnant. It was a lady who did not want to leave the home. And if you know anything about a Ford family flat, when you walk through that door, you can see all the way down the hall. And she literally beat her from the back room to the front door, down the steps, down the street. Now keep in mind, she's 9 months pregnant. And then her water breaks and here comes my sister. Like that was my mother.
And how is your sister's personality?
Attitude.
How's her temperament?
I wouldn't fight her.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
I would
That's
not.
that's that's the most
It
critical time
showed.
for.
It showed. It really
Yeah.
did show. Like, so, I seen how she was carrying. I knew that I didn't want to do that. My sister, she's nothing to play with.
Mm-hmm.
She ain't nothing to play with. Feisty, fire. Woo! We didn't have. My mother wasn't domesticated. She didn't. I didn't see her dress up very often and do, the girly woman thing. She didn't teach me how to be a woman. I had to learn a lot of this stuff on my own.
Mm.
So yeah.
Wow, got so many questions.
Me too. You too. I have so many. I just
Got
really
so
want to
many
understand.
Oh my God.
I grew up in a household where, my mom was probably the complete opposite. She always wanted to be a wife, wanted to be a mother. So she was very loving, very nurturing, still is to this day. But I wouldn't say that she necessarily. I kind of just watched her. Like, I'm very similar to who she is as a woman and a wife and a mother because I just watched who she is. I wouldn't say that, she actually sat down and taught me how to be a woman. She just was that. And I just loved it so much that I just emulated it.
Yeah. It was some things
Mhm.
about her that I emulated. Her work ethic.
Yes.
I got that from my mother. I really did. And I didn't realize I was it was a disservice to my kids. Who said something? I don't know what they said. Funny you say that, God level. My mom was polar opposite. She taught me how to be a wife, mother, but never taught me how to. Ooh.
Wow.
That's Ivy.
Ooh.
Coming from Ivy.
Yes. My mother had a great work ethic. It was my grandmother that showed me more of the softer side of a woman. Yet she was very aggressive with her mate.
Okay.
Wow.
It was.
So let me ask you this question,
Wow.
Donna. Can you say that it kind of just left me?
Okay, don't worry about it.
Okay.
Diana, give me one of your questions.
So there's a couple of questions. So well just in this, I want to know regarding the rest in their femininity, and forgive me, John, if you've already asked this question or you have this question loaded, but where does men play a part in you being able to rest in your femininity?
My God, today. That's good.
Oh, where does men play a part in me
Yes.
being able to rest in my femininity?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You all being who you are right here, right now on this podcast. I say it all the time. I started with you three when it came to the T word, when it comes to trust. Being providing a safe space for me to be able to express myself without judgment. True enough, I may run to John first, but but that's brother, and then I have my brother. Out of habit, just having this type of man around, it puts me at ease. So I don't feel disrespected. I don't feel like anyone is trying to control me. The love and the appreciation is there. The care is there. Being who you are allows me to be who I am naturally.
Okay.
Yes.
And what say you, Jarafe?
Say it again.
I say, what say you, Jarafe?
I say that I probably have to agree with what Renee said. Just men being able to staying in their own masculinity, understanding who they are, and being able to show up authentically as themselves,
Yeah.
will help lead and guide me into my own femininity, allowing me to feel even more powerful in myself and being able to me to just fully be myself. Just once again, just exactly what Renee said. When I can feel a man is confident within himself and he showed up just as himself, and he's not making excuses, he's not, trying to fit in and try to be somebody that he's not. It gives me confidence to then stay authentically myself.
I see.
This is natural.
Mhm.
Oh God.
Okay. And it's Creation Divine.
I say ditto.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Because there's when it's
I would like to interject and say,
Uh-oh. Did you
my bad. I would like to interject and say, when that go along with the question that I asked earlier. So like, if a man is stepping in his true masculinity, which would be his status and his power,
Okay.
would you be more receptive to trust him for him being who he is? It don't necessarily have to be that you're in a relationship. You're just in the presence of a man in his true masculine principle. That creates a safe place for you to be in your feminine principle.
Can I answer that?
Yes.
You threw
yeah.
money in the mix. That's where you lost us. You threw money in the mix.
Well,
You
I
money-
threw that in there because to a degree.
No.
Oh, okay.
Then that's not the same question. Status, power, money. Now, if he's
Right.
just walking into his masculine energy, confident, proud, that's another thing. But when you throw status, power, money, that's that's not the same. It's not the same. It's not the same. Because you're what he can do for you. You're looking at this man as if what he can do for you. When you throw that money into the mix, what money is John giving me? What money is Diamond giving me? What money are you giving me? And I'm still able to sit here and rest in my feminine energy, knowing who you men are.
Yeah.
That's a difference.
Ooh, I like this one.
Wow.
Amen.
That's a
Yes, and reason why I asked what I asked earlier, I was trying to allude to, again, let me finish. I was trying to allude to that it's not the worldly possessions of a man. It's just a man being in his masculine principle, that you are able to trust him just to be you, who you are in your feminine principle. I kept getting, my signal is just thrown all off, so I wasn't able to build how I wanted to build and what I was saying. Like I do present provocative questions so I can build as we go along, but I was unable to do that, and I apologize. But
no
God
apology
level,
needed, King.
yes,
We
yes,
with
God
you.
level, yes, that's is absolute. Thank you, Stop Diamond. I appreciate you, God. Appreciate you. Creation Divine, soon. Yes. All of you beautiful divine feminine women, all your answers do equate that if a man is in his true divinity from a masculine standpoint, he does make it easier for a woman to show up in her feminine. So ultimately, that's where I was trying to lead to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
the question, the original question, not to play devil's advocate, but there are
This one. Come
yeah,
on.
this is Amina. Shout out to Amina.
Where
This
they are
one.
able to be feminine without
Yes.
the contingency or conditions of a man being their masculine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the soft black woman. The tea, the pool, the spas, the hair, the nails,
Girls trips.
the
Nope.
exercise. You know, that self-love,
Self-care.
Yes, absolutely.
Good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then
So
Ivy said this, and I think this is what
yeah.
King Newborn was just talking about, because you spoke to some. Now, what you're talking about is there are still conditions. It's not just any man showing up in their
Thank
full
you.
expression,
That's
but you have to qualify them according to your needs. How does he? Not every masculine man can compliment you as an individual woman. So even this, so there's an initiation. There's some sort of something he had to go through to because when we're talking about the expression of feminine and masculinity, we're talking about a condition. We're talking about conditioning ourselves to present as such. So I mean, in other words, there's a training. I think I heard all of you say at some point to where there was a mention to where if your mothers don't show you how, then you kind of end up a certain way, or you're going to be
no.
responding to events in your life, and that's going to determine whether you going to present as masculine or feminine in your energy. So that means there's a condition. So then we have to create this condition for ourselves. And here she's saying that when men show up as fully realized human beings, authentic and truthful, and secure enough in themselves as human beings, that's what helps us as human beings also. Status, power, money isn't intrinsic to a person, who a person is. So what we're talking about, we have to realize that everybody's going through something. Everybody's trying to find themselves in the midst of this thing, this mess that we call life. Everybody's trying to find, but can we be compassionate enough to understand what somebody's going through? And can we find it in ourselves to compliment them and support them in any kind of way in the name of love? Can we do that? And then I think in that way, you will show up, as feminine or as masculine as you're supposed to be at any time you want. So, so I agree with that as well.
I'm sorry. I got my eye on this man. He is just laid back today. That's what's up. I don't know. I think the shades is working for you, baby. I just keep them out.
Yeah. I was hoping they would be. Thank you.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I don't know if y'all check the private chat. There's a private chat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. What are some recommendations for women to heal their toxic?
Oh. Well, since we for real, we can heal. All right. So that's how we gonna play that. Let's go.
Heal.
Love my vocabulary, okay? Heal, okay?
Heal.
Not that fugazi stuff, y'all be talking about.
Yeah, we gotta heal for real.
Heal. We gotta heal for real. One is to just acknowledge it first off.
Mm-hmm.
That's the hardest thing for anybody to do is to look in the mirror and recognize the truth of who they are, to see who they are. Sometimes you are lucky enough for someone to come along in your life and put a mirror up in front of you to help you see those negative behaviors. And then you have to do I'm gonna have to say self-reflection. You take that negative behavior, you ask yourself, when did it start? Where did it come from? How did I get here? Sometimes you have to take a trip down memory lane and heal some old wounds before you can move forward. It starts with acknowledgement first, and after that, you need a good support system.
Ooh, there you go. Oh,
Need a good support system. These gentlemen have helped. I love these men so much with the inner work therapy if needed. These gentlemen on this show have been there with me on my darkest day.
Oh, this is a good one. You have to want it first. Oh.
And I want it.
Shout out to
I
Sheena.
want it. Shout out to who? Who is that?
Sheena.
Shout out.
Mm,
Hey,
mm.
Star. I want it. And
Oh,
that's
so
true. You
sorry.
have to want to heal first and not want to
Mhm.
be a victim. Yeah.
All right, Queens. I like at least one recommendation from each of you.
What was the question?
Oh, snap! Yeah, let's
Put it
bring
back
that
up
back
there.
up. Yeah, let's bring that back up there.
Put it back up there.
What are some recommendations for women to heal? It's I'm like,
I like that.
heal.
It's like the kids say, I
Heal.
like you.
Yeah.
I like.
Like I like you.
I'm trying to keep my composure, man, but yo, it still sounds good. Yeah. So, what are some recommendations for women to heal their toxicity?
For me, I don't know what that looks like.
Mm.
I don't know what that looks like. And even when it comes to toxicity, that's different for everyone. Because what's toxic for one may not be toxic for the other, as far as individuals, commingling. And so, and then I'm not wanting to heal back to nothing, because the train of thought that I was born into and indoctrinated to believe is that I was born into sin and iniquity, and so I came into this existence kind of messed up, like already, and so I don't want to heal like as in, go back to some time, state, place in space. I just want to exist and continue to evolve and grow. Yeah.
Oshun.
Negative potential. Who wrote that?
That's Sheena.
Go
That is
Sheena.
that's the definition of toxic femininity.
Go ahead.
That's the definition of it right there.
Go Oshun.
I will say that in order, some recommendations for women to heal their toxicity would be to get some men in your life that you look up to, admire. Men that you look up to, admire, that you hold in a high regard, a high esteem, that you respect. And after you've done those things that God level said, then you will be in a space where you're able to listen to what they have to say, to their direction, to what may be causing you to not be able to have healthy relationships with other people, based off whatever trauma or whatever you experience. So I would just say get some positive men in your life that you respect.
Okay. I agree.
Amanda?
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
There is definitely nothing wrong with that.
I would say recommendations to heal is to forgive themselves.
Ooh, that's good.
I did this, but I gotta move on. After you acknowledge, and after you know, hey, I was born this way, or my environment made me this. Now I have to forgive myself, and I'm gonna do better. You know what I'm saying?
You breaking up, honey. You breaking up. You said some really good stuff, but you was breaking up. You was saying some really good stuff, but you was breaking up. Heal themselves. You also have to find what is the root of the toxicity on your life and remove yourself from that atmosphere and energy.
That was Sheena. The only thing is that atmosphere, Sheena, sometimes exists within you. You've carried it with you. So that's the tricky part.
Self-awareness, mindfulness.
Yes. Mhm.
My ex was my mirror,
Ooh.
and he told me one day, he was like, "I'm glad it was me and not someone else." He was glad that he was the one. I was like, I still don't even have a response to that. It's like,
Okay.
wow. Yep.
Brothers, you guys want to give her a recommendation for the question?
You have to purge it out of your spirit and space.
Uh-oh.
Nope. No.
Sorry.
No. Oh, y'all don't have no recommendations on how a woman should heal.
Of course. I mean I do, but I was letting King go first if he wanted to.
He heard that. He heard that. This is good.
Well,
It,
let me say this then. You know, there's it's the same way that anybody should heal, and that is first. I mean, the first thing is has already been spoken. You have to have a desire to want to heal. Number one, and then find out an example of what that looks like. Have some way to measure yourself, because sometimes we get so identified with our darkness to where we don't even realize that we're in the dark, and so we don't even think we need a healing. You know, all because we've gotten so accustomed to conflict, we've gotten so accustomed to be disagreed with, and somehow that adds to our ego, and we just say everybody just hates on me. Everybody just ain't hating on you. It's because you haven't realized your darkness, and you haven't learned to balance with your environment. And so first of all, to realize it, and then want to move into a space to where you're more in harmony for, you know, the enjoyment of life, and where you can actually experience more happy and enjoyable times than times of conflict. So when you realize, and this is for anybody, it's not just for ladies, but these are the ways that you start to move into it, and then find a way, you know, to and we use the word heal. We use the word heal, and I think that's applicable in some instances, but overall, it's still a reconditioning, because a lot of our issues come from the conditions of our minds, and if we change our minds, we can change our lives. And so that's where, so if that's considered healing, then that's where the healing starts, with a change of mind. So find out what that is. Find some other way to by which you should measure yourself. Find an example to emulate, and then align yourself with that example. And I guarantee all of it goes away in time.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So was this our last question? Because I know we're coming up on an hour and 38 minutes.
Yeah, that's
It
my
was not
last
as
one.
bad as I thought it was. I thought
just wanted
everybody
to wrap it up.
You just wanted to wrap it up. How did
Yeah,
y'all,
I just wanted to.
Oh, okay.
Say again.
How did y'all like tonight's
Oh yeah, very engaging.
Yeah, very engaging. We got some good engagements.
Ooh. Proactive. Oh, look at all, man, these comments. Y'all are lighting
I
them
know
up, man.
the chat is on fire.
Man,
The
y'all
chat
are
is on
getting
fire.
it. Get it. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, here's mine. Here's mine. Right. I'm gonna present mine right down here. If you're a black girl, 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 if you're a black girl.
BlackGirl.com. There it is. There it is. There's nothing wrong with
I
that.
love it. Yes, absolutely.
This is my.
Do that again, John.
No, that's it.
Look at my boo down there yawning.
I was waiting all night to do that. Just one shot, one kill.
Miss Oshun.
You know it's bedtime.
Well, no, now that I know that you do poetry, I'm gonna be expecting a piece. I'm still waiting on
closeout.
Yeah, to close out with, you know.
You got something tonight?
Just to see what you're working with, you know. just to see what
You got something
you
tonight,
just,
you know, you can.
you know, just a little something, just a. We still waiting on Creation Divine, but she hit us with some during the podcast. I was like, okay, lady, don't look like that. Don't look like that. All right. This is things that people don't want to talk about, brought to you by me, God Level. If you haven't checked out my hats, there's the website down there, www.godlevel1.com. Tonight's topic was what does it mean to be a woman? We talked about toxic behavior, got all the information. Please feel free to share the live. Sorry for the in and out, Amanda, newborn. Does anybody have any final thoughts on the show before we close out?
I have one ready for y'all next week, though. Okay, I got you. Yeah.
Now, speaking of next week, as you all know, Mental Health Awareness Month is the month of May, and it starts tomorrow. Everything that we will be doing next month in the month of May will be geared toward mental health awareness. Since Ivy is such an advocate of ADHD, I thought we'd start off with that and have her on the show as our guest.
Yes.
What y'all think about that?
I'm excited to talk about mental health. I love to
Yes.
talk about mental health, so that's right up my. Speaking of mental health, if God Level doesn't mind, catch me out tomorrow night with Peace of Mind Mondays coming on at 9 p.m. where we talk all things mental health.
Do your thing. Do
Thank
your
you.
thing.
Appreciate
Always
that.
take this platform to also promote yourself. And if you know someone that has a business, bring them on so they can promote themselves. And we do this for free. Don't forget to join the Facebook group, things people don't want to talk about. And don't be afraid to invite other people. So other people over to the group. I was getting tongue-tied. With that being said, John, what you got for us tonight?
A oldie but a goodie.
Is it going to require participation?
No. We ain't gonna do. I'm gonna wait for that one. I read the connection, and I'm like, yeah, the connection ain't. It's
I
not
know
giving.
Mercury retrograde is rearing its ugly head. It ain't never been this bad. But go ahead.
So my question is, am I wrong that I don't want an ordinary diva to yearn for an Afrocentric leader? I'd rather have a Queen of Sheba, a freedom queen, a trap queen is not what I seem to be in need of. Indeed, a proper kingdom to complement my kingdom of black intelligence. No reason to think dumb. Illuminated consciousness, epitomized teachings of white love is how their people see them. We can become greatness. We exhibit like these years, and we don't care how it goes down in the end. That's the bad religion that I'm not practicing with. It. Telling me, am I wrong for not wanting the baddest? Most of these thoughts are capitalistic, but they don't handle their business. So how can they handle a good man with commitment? Guess they lack the logistics. Maybe the dad was missing. I might not know the half, but I know the damn statistics. I want an original woman. I'm not seeking a copy. Someone who knows who they are and they know what I'm not. See, I'm not a Cuban drug lord. So if you're calling me daddy or poppy, I'm not messing with you like a Nazi. I'm seeking godly, not a woman that's gaudy or hardy. I want her confident instead of being cocky. And am I wrong if I don't care for a side chick? I mean, I love an hourglass, but can she show me that she's timeless, divine bliss, soldier of love, military minded, deals with kindness? But it doesn't mean she's violent, but it doesn't mean she can't be. Overall, she still attracts me. Elation, celebration. She makes me so damn happy. I'm behind her all the way, unless we're switching positions. My knowledge talks and she listens. Her wisdom walks and I follow. Until today is tomorrow. I heard that now is forever and that forever is God. And they say God is so good. Our destination is now. I guess for now this is God, so it's good. I hope it's all understood. But am I wrong? Am I tripping? What am I missing? Am I old-fashioned? These this new fashion y'all giving is classless, like communism. Sharing that fat ass and those assets on Instagram for the masses to have access. Am I wrong to think that's madness? To think it's my eyes, therefore, like I'm wearing glasses? To stick together like glue on a magnet, stuck to glue on another magnet? Is a woman so real that this becomes hard to imagine? Damn. See, I don't think that I'm grown, but I still think I can grow wiser with my equal, someone to give me balance, a marriage, a real challenge, not a Facebook pageant. I don't need a trophy wife. I need more than an actress, sure. Nobody is perfect. That's because nobody will practice. See, I don't want to fall in love like some of these guys I know. I want to rise in love until the skies above transform to the skies below. Am I wrong to be above the nonsense? Does that make me sort of pompous? Am I wrong for being honest to think that love should make you conscious? That's just how it seems to me. I'm feeling like a Prince Akeem that doesn't need a queen bee, but a queen to be the one to awaken my inner deity. But am I wrong for that? Salute.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bars. Major
Your
bars.
entendre
Yeah.
game is crazy.
Yeah.
Not
Mhm.
Your
realizing that
entendres, like for real, your entendres is, bro. I
Yeah.
don't know if people really be listening, man.
I
Man,
know.
You hear something new every time. Hey.
absolutely.
But he always come with that fifth element, though. I mean, you know what I'm saying? That's like a movie you got to see. You got to read between the lines. That's what
that's what I'm saying. The
that's where John comes
entendres,
from.
bro.
Yes.
Like you,
Yeah, yeah.
no,
He
man,
comes with that
bump the
fifth element.
surface of what he's saying. Like
Yeah.
how he bridging, bruh.
Mhm.
That's why I say I'm a fan of John Skywalker.
Hey.
Yeah,
Love,
John
love,
Skywalker.
love, love, love. So y'all should go ahead. Y'all should
Yeah.
go
Oh,
ahead.
are you?
We
That's
getting
dropping
that.
tonight at
I'm copping
midnight.
that.
Just
Is
stream
that
it up.
dropping?
Just stream it up. You know, just stream
Just
it up.
stream it. I buy.
Just stream it. You know.
I
Yeah, we're
buy.
gonna support you.
I buy. I ain't no streaming. We buy over here. So it's
Yeah,
gonna
we
drop
want to
at
help you pay your
midnight
Netflix bill.
Or keep
Why
a
y'all always
supply of
talking
them
about my
red
boy
lights.
John? I don't know.
Mm.
Y'all always talking about my boy John.
That's right. When one blow out, you're gonna need to hurry up and replace it.
Oh man.
Man, just replace them. Replace them.
Just replace, yeah.
Just replace them. Replace them.
Yeah,
They don't know anything about the red light.
Yeah,
That's
they don't know.
okay.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
okay.
it's cool. It's cool.
In due time. In due time.
In due time.
Oh, they do that.
That's right.
They is never gonna let that down. No.
Peace and
It's all
love.
good.
Peace and
Like I
love.
said,
Mhm.
go ahead, love. Do your thing. Wait a minute. Hold on. Thank you for everyone coming in on tonight's live. I appreciate you all. Welcome to our new panel co-host, Jaffe. I think I said your name wrong.
Giraffe.
Oshun, Creation Divine, and Amanda. Oh my God, my boy
Oshun,
message.
Creation Divine,
Oshun.
Amanda.
I did say Oshun. Okay, you messed up my flow. You messing up my flow. Thank you for stopping in and watching tonight's live. This was Things That People Don't Want to Talk About, brought to you by God Level. I want to thank all of my co-hosts on this panel, and we will see you all back here next week. John, you got me?
Yep. Laters.
Peace.